Hi, it's Gary. Welcome to today's video. Today, ink comparison day, and I thought I'd take a look at a couple of red inks from Diamine. So my inks today, we're starting off with Diamine Red Dragon, and then we're going to go up against Diamine Wild Strawberry. So two very different shades of red, and I thought it'd be an interesting comparison. Join me now down on the table. We'll take a look at the inks, we'll look at the swatches, do a writing sample, then I'll give you my thoughts on these inks. Welcome down to the table. So here we've got our inks, both by Diamine, both in the 30ml bottle. Got Red Dragon and Wild Strawberry. So both 30ml. And then on the other side we've got the barcodes. Let's get these out of the way. Not very interested in looking at bottles. What we'll do is we'll look at the swatches. So the first one we've got Diamine Red Dragon. Then we've got Diamine Wild Strawberry. Very different shades of red. So we've got a lot darker red tones here, heading more towards crimson, where with the Wild Strawberry, that's a lot brighter. I do find with the Wild Strawberry, which hopefully we'll see when we do the writing, that it goes on brighter, but then it does dry a little bit darker. But I'm not sure which of the two I prefer. I find that I often reach more for Red Dragon than Wild Strawberry if I'm looking for something just a little bit different. We'll look at the chromatography. So again, we're very, very different. All the colours on the Red Dragon are darker. So we've got like a very purpley fringe near the bottom, coming up through some pinks. Then we start getting into some darker colours. We've got fringes of yellow. I would say we've nearly got like little bits of brown tones coming in there. We've got this nice fringe there of yellow that I can see. Then we've got this darker like crimson-y colour. With the Wild Strawberry, we start off pink. And then we really stay pink. We've got a couple of different shades, but some fairly light pinks. A bit of yellow starting to appear here. And as we go up, we get slightly darker. And we end up with this nice bright yellow fringe at the top. Quite interesting. I think of the two chromatographies, I do prefer the Wild Strawberry. But the key thing is how do they write? So let's fetch in the notepad of testing. This is Oxford Optic paper. This is 90 GSM paper. It's an A5 notebook from Black and Red. My tool of testing is here. This is my Serendipity dip pen. This has got a broad Yoho nib on it. So we're going to start with the Red Dragon. Pop that into my ink holder, just so I don't end up knocking it all over the place. What I'm going to do, I'm going to dip the nib in, give it a good drink, and then just scribble it off slightly on some scrap paper to get most of the excess off. And we'll go for our writing. So we've got here Diamine Red Dragon. £30ml bottle. Milliliter. I'm just going to go on to the next page. So that 30ml bottle costs $5, which means it's roughly 17 cents per milliliter. The price I got from Cult Pens. Going to write a sentence. And then just scribble a little bit, just so we can see the colours coming through. I can see this is a fairly dark, I'd say nearly crimson-y type red. I actually quite like it. Reminds me a little bit of the colour of blood, whereas the Wild Strawberry, as I say, is a lot brighter. But we'll see that comparison in a second. Just going to step away, and I'm going to give that pen a clean so we can use it for the next ink. I'm back. Let's move this page up. So I've given the pen a good clean. What I do is I pull this nib and feed out, rinse it all under fresh running water. Cold water is what I use. Then dry it all off. So we've done Red Dragon. Time to look at the Wild Strawberry. Again, do the same thing. I'll dip the nib in and then scribble off the excess. So we've got here Diamine Wild Strawberry. As you can see, very, very different. This is a lot redder. It's a 30ml bottle. Exact same pricing, $5, so it's 17 cents per milliliter. I actually find this number quite interesting. I convert it for a lot of my inks, and by far I find the Diamine inks are the cheapest. Let's write the sentence. And then my scribble. I'll pop that nib into soak. So here we've got the wild strawberry, a lot brighter, a lot more red. I'm torn between wild strawberry and poppy red for which one is my favourite of the two of them. They're both very bright inks. But I say I do find that Diamine Red Dragon, this is one I tend to reach for more often. I think it's because it's darker, and a lot of my pens are more darky or dusty red colours. I mean, we do get the occasional one, like this Ranga Santa, which is a lot brighter, and I think the wild strawberry there is quite a nice match for that pen. Just dropping in to interrupt your regular programming. Would you like to help support the channel? If so, please consider joining as a member. As a member, you'll get early access to my videos. I normally upload them a couple of days before they go out, and as soon as they're uploaded, they'll be released to members. There'll also be a shout out at the end of the videos, and then as we get the members coming in, we'll actually chat among ourselves and work out what other perks, what other things you'd like me to add in. You know, would you like maybe a monthly live chat just for members? All down to us. So please, if you can, consider joining the channel. A link will be in the description down below. I'm going to put this to one side, fetching my Tomoe River paper. So here I've got Diamine Red Dragon. Well, actually both pages are Red Dragon, but this is one, page 277. That was written with a Ranga Santa. This is a 1.1 stub nib. So very nice dark red colour. You know, the pen shows the ink colour well. Talk about the nib there. And we can see here, you know, this is like tending more towards that crimson-y type colour. If we jump forward, but again, both these pages are actually wild strawberry, but the one we're interested in is 297. This is, again, this same Ranga Santa, so same pen, same nib. So we've got a nice comparison there between the two. Unfortunately, it's a bit difficult, but here we've got a comparison between the two inks. We can see the two pages a little bit side by side. That wild strawberry, again, I think is a lot brighter. You know, if you're feeling down, it cheers you up, doesn't it, when you see these bright inks? Whereas this dark one, although I prefer the dark one, and I find it a bit more professional looking, you know, I still do quite like wild strawberry. I say it's between wild strawberry and poppy red for me, for my favourite of the bright reds. Let's fetch this back in, and we're fetching our bottles. Can we fetch in the swatches as well? Yeah, there we go. We can get all of it in there, can't we? Look at that. Just fits nicely. So my thoughts on these two inks. They're both good performing inks. They both write very well. Had no issues with them in any of the pens I've tried them in. Say, I do find most of my pens that are, you know, or most of my red pens do more suit the tone of Red Dragon. So I'm thinking things there like my Twisby Draco, my D-like New Moon 2. They're more of this darker red. But then I've got like the Ranga Santa, which I think that wild strawberry, nice bright red pen, nice bright red ink. They go well together. But both inks, good value, both write well. Don't see a lot of shade in either of them. There's no sheen or anything like that. They're just good standard inks that perform really well. And certainly for me, their pens I'm quite happy to take with me. You know, if I'm going to go to work and I need some reds to actually mark up things, both work well. And personally, I think I can get away with Red Dragon in a business meeting. Just have a little bit more of a professional look. So they're my thoughts on Diamine Red Dragon and Diamine Wild Strawberry. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. What are your thoughts on these inks? Have you got them? What other red Diamine inks do you think I should be comparing against? And if I've got a bottle of that, then I'm quite happy to do that comparison. Please drop any comments down below. Let's kickstart the conversation. Please hit the thumbs up button. Every time you like, every time you comment, just helps with the YouTube algorithm. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel so that you can get new videos as I release them. I'll talk to you again soon.